What's good? We back in the building with some boxing talk, man. You know, switching gears once again. Got one more boxing related video I'm gonna drop. It's definitely a jewel, you know, for NFL fans, boycotters, or whatever you want to categorize yourself as when it comes to American football, International Football League. But I'm most definitely gonna leave this link in the article. You can comprehend it yourself. Go straight to the source. I'm going to give my 2 cents on it. And the Terence Crawford 147-pound plan is in rotation. And I don't like to toot my own horn, but I'm definitely going to toot it now. Terence Crawford and Jeff Horn fighting. The Pacquio rematch is definitely off the table now, according to Bob Arum. And, you know, I don't know what's going to happen to Pacquio. I'm going to spit my piece on Pacquio real quick. This is what's going on. Okay, Pacquiao didn't want the immediate rematch with Jeff Horn. So, Bob Arum said absolutely not, that Terence Crawford will not be in the running for fighting Jeff Horn in November. But he will be ringside for a Pacquiao fight. Pacquiao said he don't want to come back to Australia, as we all know. So, Jesse Vargas was supposed to fight. I'm not sure if his contract situation with Top Rank is settled, but he's still probably going through it. Then they talked about Bradley Skeet. And then some other dude, Gary Corana, I don't know this guy's name. He's a domestic UK fighter. He's supposed to be closing in on a deal. I've never heard of this guy before. Conrad, or whatever his name is. UK fans, let me know what y'all know about him. Gary, Coran, something like that. Somewhere a little different than that, but he said a deal should be finalized. Bradley Skeet was acceptable in my mind, just a little bit. I would accept Bradley Skeet. He's the guy that I wanted to see fight Sean Porter instead of Andre Berto, just to mix it up and get a new face on the scene. 6'1" welterweight, possessing some skills, but he lost to Frankie Gavin, I believe, so a long time ago, and maybe he's more skilled and ready now. But we'll find out. But you know, Pacquiao is hell bent on having his rematch in the Philippines, and that's what's going on. And Bob Arum says, you know, it's 52 pesos over there to make an American dollar. I guess that's what he's saying. He says $1. And he says, how in the hell is anybody supposed to make money? He said, I'm all for helping Pacquiao do basically like a farewell fight in the Philippines, but he said, I'm not putting my own money up for this. And we know that for Bob Arum. He's not going to put his own money up. He's not taking losses for anybody. Anybody. None of his top-ranked family. He's not taking losses for nobody. And we know Al Heyman to put up his own money and probably take a lot of losses, you know, dealing with some of his high-maintenance PBC guys. That'll get a lot of money. But that's what's going on with Pacquiao. He said he offered him the Philippines. I mean, he offered him Las Vegas instead of the Philippines. And he said that turned down Las Vegas. He also, you know, obviously he turned down Australia. He only wants to fight in the Philippines. But the government said they do everything to help Pacquiao with a fight besides put up the money. And Bob Arum says you got to respect that. So financially, there's no means financially for Pacquiao to have a fight in the Philippines, especially of the magnitude with Jeff Horn, unless Pacquiao has the money to put up for himself. And I don't think he's interested in funding a fight. We did say earlier that he wanted to fund a fight under Manny Pacquiao Promotions, and hopefully that Michael Collins would probably spearhead that, but that don't seem to be an option. And it said that his contract with Top Rank is ran out, and Pacquiao is hell bent on running back to Arum when his peers around him don't want him to do that because they know Arum is fucking him. But that's the Pacquiao thing. So they said they're going to sit down with Terence Crawford and lay out a plan for 147 pounds. And it looked like Terence Crawford may be returning versus Jeff Horn top of next year in Australia or in Vegas. And that's one of the reasons Bob Arum cited that he didn't want to do Crawford and Jeff Horn in Australia. He said that's a Vegas type of fight. And I don't know if Jeff Horn versus Gary, whoever the fuck he is from the UK, is going to be streamed on TV. It might just be legit streamed from ESPN, or it might be streamed stream from Top Rank, or it might be on ESPN 1 or 2 or something like that. So I don't know where that stands, but I guess they do want to at least have Jeff Horn have one title defense before he's exposed for the fraud that he is. And Crawford sounds like he ain't gonna come back to next year. And when he comes back next year, it's gonna be a immediate 147 welterweight WBO title shot versus Jeff Horn, or the winner of Jeff Horn and Gary, whoever the fuck he is. So that's the situation with Terence Crawford. So I've been telling you guys this from the beginning, that it's Crawford versus Jeff Horn. That's what it's going to be. Pacquiao was somehow going to get, X out the situation. May it be the vital random drug testing, or the random drug testing that Jeff Horn ordered, or the fact that, the rematch had to take place in Australia, according to Bob Arum. It had to be considered first, and that's where it's going to happen. But look how slick Bob Arum is. Let's get a little bit off topic, but really not off topic here. Pacquiao turned down the Terence Crawford to fight multiple times. He cited that, he wanted, 20 million or whatever he wanted to fight Terence Crawford. He wasn't fighting Terence Crawford for Jesse Vargas or Timothy Bradley money, whatever it was, Timothy Bradley 3 money. He wanted to fight him and get real money. I told you guys, Bob Arum is not losing any money. He not digging his pocket to keep y'all fight fans happy. It ain't happening. So when Pacquiao kept turning down Terence Crawford because they wanted to get that belt to Terence Crawford, they made him fight Jeff Horn, made him go all the way to Australia, gave him some money, and it was a farewell fight. They knew they was going to rob and fuck Pacquiao. When Bob Arum went to see Jeff Horn, he knew when he could see Jeff Horn take a punch that he could potentially upset Pacquiao, and if he did it in his home country, it'd be the biggest fight in Australia. So the business mind of Bob Arum strikes again. So with that being said, they got the title out of Pacquiao's hand, got into a guy hand that they can control. They got a couple options on Jeff Horn. Now they're going to line it up perfect, and they're going straight down the strike zone and going to try to hit a home run with Crawford and Jeff Horn. That's going to be on ESPN. They're going to promote that fight where, Pacquiao couldn't do it. Now, next American hope, Terence Crawford can do it, and hopefully Terence Crawford can blow up big by, really relishing that situation and salvaging one of the fraudest champions in the casual public view, and Jeff Horn, and probably in the hardcore and the purist public view, and taking the title from Jeff Horn. And at that point, it's really going to see what doors open for Terence Crawford. I don't know what doors is going to be. Will they elect to try to make the Keith Thurman fight happen? If he wins that title and they really want to make the Keith Thurman or Errol Spence fight happen, it's going to happen then. If it doesn't happen at that particular point, after he gets the WBO title, he starts doing fillers or just fights that don't matter with other top-ranked guys like Jesse Vargas, Konstantin Puamov, other just guys that can get options on. Then, Top Rank has no ambitions on letting him fight Keith Thurman or Errol Spence. But if he wins the title from Jeff Horn, and then talks start heating up about a potential fight after he makes a defense later in 2018 about him fighting Keith Thurman or him fighting Errol Spence, or if that Errol Spence Keith Thurman fights, him getting the winner, then the talks was real. When he gets that WBO title, and if he wins cleanly with little adversity versus Jeff Horn and gets that title, then we know that and they start talking about Keith Thurman, and they let him fight, and they start entering negotiations with Keith or Errol Spence or whoever it may be, Sean or Lamont, then it's a real possibility that he's going to get that crack. But I look into the future and say that for that to happen, Keith and Errol Spence is going to have to fight first. But if Al Heyman is a smart man, which he made a mistake with Ortiz and Josh and Wilder, he will let Errol Spence get a crack at Terence Crawford, and then Keith Thurman get a crack at Terence Crawford, and they both beat him. And then you can let those guys fight together. That's protecting your own horses and shit, and keeping your horses in your stable, and getting 2 cracks at them. But Crawford got to get a title and bring it to the table. But what's so funny and ironic, and I'm gonna end on this, is the simple fact that Crawford and Jeff Horn is going to happen in Vegas, according to Bob Arum, or more ample or more likely to happen in Vegas. But he wouldn't let Pacquiao apparently turn down a Vegas venue. He wouldn't let Pacquiao go anywhere but really Australia. But he's telling you that he offered Pacquiao Vegas. In fact, Pacquiao turned down Vegas as well. He wants to have it in the Philippines. That just tells me that Pacquiao was done, and Bob Arum was done with him. But let me know what y'all think about this whole situation. We gone.